Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project planning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. This is going to be a very long video, so I'm just forewarning you. It's definitely going to be, it's going to take up some time. So let's go ahead and get right into this. In front of me are all of the palettes that are in my collection. They are face palettes, and all of these have blushes in them in some capacity. So we're going to go ahead and talk about all of these. Eventually down the road, I'd like to do blush videos that show all of the similar blushes together. But for now, it's just my blush inventory. So let's go ahead and start with the smaller pile here. This is the One Size Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio in Attention Seeker. I haven't used this one yet. This is what the packaging looks like. I was kind of hoping it would all be like the red, what do you call that, metallic looking thing, but anyhow, this is what the palette looks like. You have a cream one up here, a beautiful like light pink one in the center, and then a really glowy, toppery, highlighty kind of shade with glitters in it down in the bottom. So that's the first three. Now keep in mind, I count every single individual pan. This way I know how many blushes I have in total in my collection, and I'm doing my inventory as I'm filming this. Usually if it's a smaller size, I will count everything beforehand, but right now I have to go through each individual thing to make sure I have everything listed so that I have the right numbers. The next is the Juvia's Place Blush Volume 4, Blush Rouge Volume 4. This one has a beautiful bright blue-based pink, and then of course a mid-tone pink. Very beautiful. This was gorgeous. I did use this. It's wonderful. Next is one of my favorites in my collection. It is the Chucky Honor and Obey Blush Duo from Glamlite, and I'm obsessed. I should have bought two of these, honestly. Mine actually had two different shades in them. Some of them have the same shade, but this one is a nice light pink and this one is a nice light coral color. And I am just completely obsessed with this. I just love it so much. Then we have the Natasha Denona Blush Glow Palette, or Blush and Glow Palette in Bloom. And you have this blush in cream here. And then you have also this really shiny sort of like melon shimmery color blush here. Really pretty. I love this. This palette is very nice. I enjoy that a lot. Next we have the Tarteist Blush palette, and this is a quad in clay blush. It's a clay blush palette, and this is what it looks like inside. These are more like soft neutrals in the center and more like punchy, like bright pink, and then like another coral color in the outer, or like a melon color in the outer palette. But this is so beautiful. And then I have another one that's a trio, and it's called the Tartelette Blush in Bloom palette. So the last one was Tarteist palette. This one is Blush in Bloom. Tartelette Blush in Bloom. Really pretty. And I couldn't pass this one up last year. So gorgeous. You have like a nice like orangey based like peachy shade, a more melon colored shade, and then like a rosy kind of like, I guess it's just rosy. It's really pretty. So that one I haven't even used yet, which is why it is in the packaging. So if you see any of them that are in their box, it's because I haven't even used them yet. Next is the Tarte Color Wheel, and again, Amazonian clay. It's always Amazonian clay, but this is what the palette looks like here. You have a more rosy neutral side, and then a more like punchy, fun, bright colored one on this side, and then you get a deeper highlighting shade and a lighter highlighting shade. And then I have two of the Charlotte Tilbury face palettes. This one is the Nudegasm. And then this is the blush right up here. Really beautiful, like a peachy one. And then in this side, we have the Beautifying face palette in Pillow Talk. And then you have this shade of blush here, and this blush down here. I have a NARS face palette in Orgasm Foreplay, like F-O-U-R 4. And this is what it looks like here. I haven't bought a NARS face palette in a really long time, and so I thought this one might be fun, but it's also really shiny and metallic, and sometimes I like a more matte blush. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Next, we have the Cheek Stars Reunion Tour from Benefit, and all the blushes are along the top, the two there. And then this one down here in Georgia. So you have Dallas, Sugar Bomb, and Georgia. All very, very light, almost like too light for me. Next is Rouge Romance from Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, which I do not support, honestly. I got this at Marshall's, which is why I was like, fine, whatever, because I'm supporting Marshalls, not necessarily Jaclyn Hill. She's already got her money from them. So I just thought I would try this out because I did like the colors in the palette. But of course you can see I haven't used it yet. But I don't own an orange blush really, I don't think. We'll see as I go through this. But I don't remember that I own anything like that or anything super deep dark red like that. So in like a blue based version of red. So I thought this would be good to add to my collection for the value that it was. But again, haven't used it yet. So next we have the Melt, I think it's the Monarch. Yeah, Monarcha palette right here. And you have a bunch of really beautiful like peachy neutral shades, really light, really light. This is more of like a mustardy kind of clay shade, and then like a brownish shade and a bright pink. And then we have the MAC face palette in Pretties for Your Face. I think that's what it's called. Shiny Pretty Things face palette, sorry, in this one here. Really gorgeous, beautiful, like bright melon shade. So stunning. Next we have all the Patrick Ta for Your Face palettes. I'll start off with the oldest to the newest. So the most old one, or the first one that he came out with, is called Major Headlines. And this is what the palette looks like here. Really gorgeous. I do adore this palette. Next is the next year's, which is called Major Headlines Volume 2. And you have the two different kinds of blushes here. This one looks like it's ready to pop out, but it seems secure in there. And then last but not least, we have the one from this last holiday, and I have not used it yet, obviously, because it's in the packaging. I have to be very careful with this one because it has the eyeshadows in it, and mine are sort of like going all over the place, but this is what the packaging looks like, which is so beautiful. And then this is what the palette looks like, which is stunning. I love these blush shades so much, and I can't wait to play with those. So this is something that I'm going to have to bring in for maybe my Project 10 uses or something like that, or maybe in a future project. But I'm very excited to bring this one in. Next, we have the Sephora, it's called the Micro Smooth Enchant Baked Palette. And we have two blushes here that are baked. This one is like a really shiny version of like, kind of reminds me almost of Orgasm a little bit. And then this one is more of just like a matte melon color. They're kind of dusty, I'm not gonna lie. Next is the Tarte Bling It On blush palette. Then we have some cream blushes from Saint Beauty. Next we have the Jouer Bouquet d'Amour 6 shade blush palette, and this was kindly gifted to me from Rania. And this shade is like falling out. I need to repress it back in there, but hang on a second. I have some blush pieces chunking off, but this is stunning. This is the only other orangey blush that I can really think of that I have, and it's sort of like a light shiny metallic-y version of it. It's really pretty. Next is the Pat McGrath Labs Divine Blush and Glow Cheek Palette in Nude Venus. Always the longest names. But that's this one here. Really beautiful. I've really loved using this. I really wanted the pink version, but it never came to the Marshalls here in Canada, and I was just never able to get my hands on it. I'm so disappointed because it's really beautiful. And then we have the Cali Kiss from Smashbox. It looks like this. There are two blushes in here, and then this is, it just says Crank It Up Rose, but I would use that probably as a blush topper. I don't know. It's just a bunch of glitter, honestly, so I don't know. Might not even use it, but that's what those two look like. Next, we have the Hourglass palettes from, obviously Hourglass, my gosh. Did I open these on the right side? No. So I have the leopard one, which I always call the cheetah palette. My gosh. Anyway, that's what this one looks like. And there are 3 blushes in this one. So you have this one here, Mood Exposure, I think it's called. Yeah, Mood Exposure. You have Iridescent Rose and Ethereal Flush, which is Iridescent Rose and Ethereal Flush. Very pretty. I do have this in another palette, so I have that one twice, but it's such a small little blush in here. Next, we have the Jellyfish palette, and this one has 2 blushes in it. These 2 here. The top one is Rose Fusion, and the one below it is Diffused Heat. So really pretty. Then we have the Tarte Precious Gems blush palette. And this one, of course, again, have not used. I need to really start using my stuff because I just keep buying things and don't use them. And I just dropped that. Okay, so this is what the palette looks like. It just has the 5 blushes here and then Park Avenue Princess bronzer. Really beautiful. I just have to pick up this sheet. Then we have the Becca Sunsetter for Face palette. And this has, I think, 2 blushes in it. Oh my gosh, this is so hard to open. Okay, there's those 2 up in the top. They look really similar to each other. I'm going to swatch them because they look pretty much exactly the same. Like, they look exactly the same. What is up with that? Do they look the same for you guys? That is so dumb. Anyway. So, what is those called? One says Calypso Coral and one says Escapist. But they look the exact same. Anyway. Next we have BH Cosmetics Weekend Vibes in Bellini, and this is all like peachy shades. Really beautiful. I love this like pinky peachy shade up here, and I really love this peachy shade down here. All of these are gorgeous, honestly. Like, so pretty. And sorry, my throat's going here. And then we have 2 from Cheekbone Beauty. I don't know the shade names and there's nothing on the back, but I just called this the light pink one and the dark pink one. So those are really, really gorgeous and I need to use those very soon. And then we have the MAC blush palette. I don't remember the names in these ones. I think this one's Modern Mandarin, Peachy Keen, Buff, Dolly Mix, and Peaches, I think, but there's 5 in here. Then we have the Sephora Pro palette in the shade Light, and there's a few beautiful blushes in here. So we have Glambitious, Showtime, Muse, Walk of Fame, and Really Pretty, which are so stunning. So absolutely stunning. Actually, Muse looks like a bronzer, but I would use that as a blush because I like neutral blushes. So absolutely stunning, stunning palette. Now let's talk about the ones that are in my projects. I'm just going to grab them out of the drawers up top here. This one is Cali Contour by Smashbox, and we have this blush here. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for blush. So this one down here. Then we have the Clinique, oh my gosh, Cheek Pop on the Glow Trio palette, and this one right here is Ginger Pop. Oops, sorry guys, Ginger Pop right there. Then last in this drawer we have from Creator Beauty, which is in Radiant Reflection. This brand is currently existing, but they will no longer exist soon because she's selling out all of her stock and closing her business. But these are the 2 shades from this palette. Then I also have the Tarte Off the Cuff face palette. So you get 4 blushes and then Park Avenue Princess, but these are the 4 blushes in the palette. I also have the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit in Sculpture, and there are this shade here and this one. This is Mood Exposure, and I don't remember what this is called. Does it say on the back? Vibrant Flush. Vibrant Flush is what that one's called. All right, and then I also have in this drawer the Ace Beauté Blushed in Paradise face palette or blush palette from Deb. She gave me this one. It's so beautiful. And last but not least, in the face palette section, we have Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush palette. And this one's in Daria. Oh, one Daria, right? Yeah. And this is what the palette looks like. So you have the cream blush here and the powder blush here, which is very beautiful. These are so gorgeous. And now I can show you guys some of the blushes that I have in projects. So we have Pink Swoon from MAC. We have Breezy from MAC. We have Peony Petal from MAC. We have from Too Faced Candy Clouds. We have from Too Faced Tequila Sunset. Oops, oh my gosh, I'm just going to throw that away. From NARS, we have Orgasm X. From MAC, we have Blush Please. From Nude by Nature, we have Soft Coral. And for cream in this drawer, we have Rosy from Say. Then in the next drawer below, we have from Fenty Beauty, Double Cheeked Up in Peony Dropper, Peony Droppa, and Malibu's. Oh my gosh. Forgive me. I'm just not that cool. And then we also have from Proenza Schuler and MAC, Ocean City. This is stunning, 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 stunning. I love this ombre blush so much. It's getting a little dry, but it's good. All right, so that's what we have for now. I am going to switch things out and we'll be back with my blush singles. So this is the first portion of singles that I have. So we'll start over here with This Could Be Fun from MAC. This one is one that I haven't ever used before that I can think of, and I need to try this one. It's very similar to many of the MAC pink ones that I have, but I just love that color, and you will see a theme in my collection as I go here. This one is also Haus Labs, and this is the Color Fuse blush in the shade Dragon Fruit Days. And this is so gorgeous. Don't mind the fingerprints on the packaging, but like I love this silver packaging. And this is the shade, which is, again, like I have a certain kind of blush that I like, if you can tell. But yeah, that one is Dragon Fruit Days. Next we have a really old one from Urban Decay. It's called Bang, and it's an Afterglow, and it's a really gorgeous red. This is actually very stunning. I got that when I worked at Sephora. And then we have Benefit Krista, which is a really beautiful shade. I am so tired of these boxes. So tired of these boxes. I just can't, like, come on, Benefit. I know it's like recyclable and stuff probably, but like, ugh. Anyway, and then Patrick Ta Double Take Cream. It's a cream and powder duo, and this is in She's Giving, which is, again, that typical pink shade that I like. And this is a shade which is so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, so gorgeous. And next we have two of the NARS blushes from their Orgasm. One was gifted to me from Valerie, and one I think I got in a samples thing. And then we'll start on this one here because it's a smaller one. This one is from Give, and it's the Feelin' Cheeky Amplifying Blush Duo and Lasting Love. And every single time, like I told you guys before, every single time I have one of these that have 2 or 3 blushes in them, I count each individual blush. So those are the 2 in this one. And then we have Ex-Girlfriend, which is, again, the shade that I'm obsessed with. I kind of like the peachy ones too. I'm seeing a theme with peach as well, but the pink is like where it's at for me. And then I have this Kimchi, it says Blush for Your Flush, Taylor Blush, 2 colors. And this was in the shade Vacation. I would just put these together though. I don't think I would wear them individually. So I'm only counting this as one blush because I would just swirl my brush in there. It's really pretty, and I got a really good deal on it, and I've always wanted to try Kimchi makeup brand. And then We've already done these two. I've showed you those. They're in one of the drawers here. And then we have the Rockateur from Benefit. But this is what the blush looks like. Really beautiful. That was gifted to me from Jaylon. And then this is the Shelly blush from Benefit. Again, that peachy melon shade, which is something I just adore. And then down here we have the Laura Mercier blush from Blush Color Infusion in the shade Rosé. And this is gifted to me from Valerie. Really cute. I love those tiny little blushes. And then we have the Natasha Denona Duo Glow in the shade 01 Alba. So this is Duo Glow because it's got like the two shades. It's kind of similar to this one actually, but yeah. Really, really pretty. And again, gifted to me from Rania. She's so generous and thoughtful and just honestly selfless. Like she just gives so many beautiful things and I'm just really thankful. In the back here we have the Lawless, it says Indian Summer Make Me Blush Velvet Blush, and this was from a Sephora Favorites. This is the Ofra blush in the shade Charm, right? Yeah, Blush Charm. And that was gifted to me from Rania, as was this Bare Minerals Gen Nude in the shade On the Mauve. Really stunning. I have a couple of Cover FX blushes. This one is in the shade Pink Dahlia. I'm thinking of just removing these from the packaging, honestly, but this one is so beautiful. And then I also have the one, oops, in Soft Peach. And then, oh, I forgot to put this one back. I'm not taking them out of the packaging just yet, but I probably will in the future. And then this one is in the shade Sweet Mulberry, and this was gifted to me from Danny, from Danny's Makeup. This is just so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Really gorgeous. Definitely a little deeper, but oh man, is it gorgeous. And then I'll just put this one back so it doesn't all like fly around. Next we have from Becca the shade Tiger Lily, and this was gifted to me from Rania as well. And this one is in Seychelles, and she gifted me this as well. Like she's just so generous and thoughtful. Honestly, like I get to try so many brands and things that, like, I don't own a single Becca blush. I didn't own a Buxom one. I didn't own a Bare Minerals one. It's just, she's so thoughtful. And then this is from Quo. It's a really gorgeous, like, deep pink blush. Really pretty. And this one is from Glowish, which is called Caring Coral. Again, here's that coral shade that I love so much. Really beautiful. I definitely recommend this blush if you're looking for something, you know, not super outrageous and not huge. It's just like the most beautiful color and a really nice finish. And this one's in the shade Bittersweet. This is again those Afterglow blushes from Urban Decay, and I wish I could find more purple blushes because it's just so stunning on the skin. And next we have a couple ColourPop blushes. This was in the shade Woo Me, which you can tell by the external packaging what these look like. I'm kind of considering passing these along, but I just want to see down the road like what I have that's kind of similar. But this one is a really beautiful like pinky shade, mid-tone kind of pinky shade. And I do like the heart packaging, but it's also just so gimmicky and it takes up so much room. I also have Cupid's Bow, which is a beautiful bright purpley shade, which I just think that is so stunning. It's a little light, honestly, for me, but it does work. And then we have the shade, I think this is called Woo Me. No, Forever Yours. Forever Yours. This one is really pretty, but again, just very similar to like so many other ones I have, but I really enjoyed this one. So that's these ones. I'm gonna get some more blushes out and we'll take a look at those. Okay, here are the rest of my singles in powder form, and then we'll do cream, and I think that's everything. There's just so much. Okay, I'm gonna go over these really, really quickly. So we have Hushed Tone. We have Sweets for My Sweet, right? Yeah. These are the Extra Dimension blushes. I'm going to have to try them and see if I really like them because they're really shiny and I don't know if I'll like them. These are the Telling Glow. This one has never been touched, but it's a beautiful, like, shiny. This is the same color. I think that's in the Monarcha palette. I should swatch those together. This is the Faux Sure. This is in Fairly Precious. This one is in Cheeky Bits. This one is Just a Pinch. This one is in Wrapped Candy, which looks very similar to the one that Danny gave me. Did I swatch that anywhere? I did. Let me see side by side. Oh my gosh, I'm going to drop it. Oh, it's very different than the one Danny gave me. So, okay. It looks a lot darker in the pan. And then we have Spring Flock. Gorgeous. Also, See Me, Hear Me, which I'm considering decluttering, but we'll see. Also, we have Sunset Beach from Proenza Schuler and MAC. This is one of those other like special ones, and it's so gorgeous. Ocean City, I've already showed you guys, so that's just the empty packaging for that one. Also, Peony Petal I've showed you. And last but not least in this little section is Two Virtues, which is probably one of my oldest blushes next with Breezy. So old, but the very first like blue-based pink blush that I've ever got, and there's no way I could ever get rid of it. It's just too stunning. I love it so much. This is what really sparked my love for MAC blushes, like especially the blue-based pink ones. This is the one that started it all for me, and I just could never stop with the pink blushes after that. Now, next we have Fleeting Romance. Then we have Blush Baby, gorgeous. Then Pinch Me, so stunning. Fleur Power. Desert Rose. Plum Foolery. Prism. I love this blush so much. Melba, again, another like neutrally kind of one. These are so gorgeous. Gingerly. Mocha. So gorgeous. Breath of Plum, which is one of my favorite blushes ever of life from MAC. It's the most beautiful color, looks good on everybody. Let's Be Friends. Full Fuchsia, which is so bold and so beautiful. Life's a Picnic. And again, Pink Swoon is one that I've already showed you. And then last but not least, we have the Dior Rosy Glow. And I will show you this one. It's in 001 Pink. So this is the one that went viral. I only just got it recently because I have so many pink blushes. But I decided at the Sephora sale that I would splurge and get it for myself. So that one is now in my collection. So we'll put these away. And then we'll swatch these other ones here. Or not swatch, look at. Next is Cherry Tree. And I believe this was gifted to me from Valerie. It has some coloring on top of it, so you can't really see the full color, but it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Like, I think there's foundation or something on it. It's really beautiful. Next is Peaches and Dreams. And these are all the Glow Play ones now. Peaches and Dreams. So gorgeous. Oh my gosh. And then Blush Please, I've already showed you. This is Cheer Up, which is a really beautiful shade. Next is Heat Index, which I can actually just show you in the pan here. Heat Index. So Natural, which is really stunning. I know it doesn't look like much in the pan, but it's so stunning. This is the shade Grand. And that's Peachy. And in here we also have the Lancome Blush Subtil, and this is gifted to me from Jalon, and it's in the shade 011. Just a nice neutral shade. And again, even though these are all in their packaging, it's just so that they're like secure in here. It's not, I don't want them rolling around. It's not that I haven't used them. And last but not least, we have from the MAC and Toledo collection, Kindergarten Red, which is so stunning. You can tell I've been a MAC lover and collector for a long time, but I have seriously like slowly decluttered some things because I really need to. This one's in the shade Azalea Blossom, which is again that like most gorgeous blue-based pink. It's very similar to the Two Virtues, but Two Virtues is very shiny and this one's mattified, but it gets hard pan so quickly. It's just MAC is the only one that comes out with the one with the pink and purple swirl. This is called Sweet Vision. This one is called Justine Sky, and it's just, the name is Justine Sky, and it's actually a iridescent powder. It's very chalky, but it's really pretty once you have it on. Like, it's just so gorgeous, and I need to use it more. It's really pretty. Next is from Kiko. It's called Festival Glow in the shade Universal Mauve. This was gifted to me from Ruth Foley on YouTube, and this one is so pretty. I've never tried Kiko before ever, and it's always a brand that I've wanted to try, and hopefully I will be able to get a few more blushes and bronzers from the collections in the future, but I can't buy them online because they don't ship to Canada. And when I went to Las Vegas, they didn't have any Kiko there, so I was really disappointed. This one is from Ofra, and it's in the shade Chick Lit, and this is a duo blush that Kim gifted me from Teacher Loves Beauty. Really pretty. I've also shown you Soft Coral from Nude by Nature in my previous drawer here. And then last but not least, we have the Divine Blush from Pat McGrath in the shade Divine Rose. And it's a mini. I just got this at the Sephora sale. It's just a little tiny one. I don't have this color, so. But that is all of the powder ones now. Now we can go into the creams. So these are the cream portion. I did forget one though that's powder, and that is Milani Luminoso. So that one I have. And now let's talk about all the cream stuff. So we'll do the stuff at the back first. I have the Rare Beauty in Encourage. I have the NYX Duo Wonder Stick in Light Peach and Baby Pink. So this one is a light peach here and a baby pink on this side, even though this side is listed as light peach and this side it's opposite. Anyway, and then we have the Quo liquid blush in the shade Angelic. It says Featherweight Cream Blush, sorry. Then we have 3 from Quo Beauty, which are Cheek Mud, so they're a lot thicker. It says Souffle with Buildable Color, and this one's in the shade Blossom. This one is in the shade Bubbly, and this one is in the shade Radiant. I have 2 from P. Louise. One is called Lolly Dolly, and the other one is called Pink Party. And I also have one from Urban Decay, which is a Hydromaniac Blush Glow Hydrator in the shade Drippin'. And the NARS, it's called the Afterglow Liquid Blush in the shade Wanderlust, which is a very purpley kind of shade. Really beautiful. It's very like sheer on the skin, so you'd have to build it up if you wanted any pigmentation to it, but it's really sheer. I also have the Tarte Cream Blush in the shade Pink Sky, and I have 3 of these from e.l.f. This one is gifted to me from Andrea from Pretty as a Peacock. This is in Isla del Sol. This one is in the shade Bora Bora. It did not come with a sticker on it for the name, so I had to write it on there myself. And this one is in the shade Turks and Caicos. Really beautiful. Some of these items are like bronzers and contours that are cream, so we're just not going to talk about them. But the first item I have here is the ColourPop blush in the shade Georgette. Actually, I'll just show you through here. You can see that. And then I have a couple of palettes I'll show you right away. This is the Stila National Treasure. It's a quad. It's got these beautiful colors, and I believe this one was gifted to me from Jalon. Really beautiful. I would love to get my hands in that one. Next I have the Ilia. It's a multi-stick palette and it has 6 shades and there's 4 blushes. So these 2 here and these 2 here, and this is really lovely. I do wish they came out with a little bit of a larger palette, or maybe just like cut this into like 4 and then there's like, you know, bigger pans. It's really hard to get brushes into this, but they are really beautiful. And then last but not least, for the palette form of cream, we have the Sephora S Clean Velvet Cream Blush. And this is in the shade or palette name Candied. And this is one of those really odd, like, yeah, odd packagings with the strap on it. But it looks like this. And they're so beautiful. I really think these are gorgeous colors, and I see another orange, which is nice to know I have a few orange shades in my collection. But this one I have not used, so it goes back into this packaging, which Sephora needs to do better with their packaging. It's just, ugh. That's okay. And then we have this cream blush from Morphe 2 Wonder. It says Wonder Tint Cheek and Lip Mousse, and it's in the shade Dream. And I need to use these because they have such huge packaging for a little tiny product, but this is the shade. And I don't like to support Morphe. I bought this quite a while ago, but recent enough that I shouldn't have bought it, honestly. I still haven't used it. And then this is from Planet Revolution. It's a ColourPop Lip and Cheek. Oh my gosh. Lip and Cheek Tint. I swear I can talk. And this one is in the shade Blushed Cherry, and you can see the shade right there. It's really beautiful. I need to use these. I really, really need to use these. There's so many things I need to just actually use. Then I will show you, let's do the LYS chunk here. There's a bunch of them here. So this is the full size LYS blush in the shade Kindness, and it's absolutely stunning. Then I have 6 of them. These were from one holiday collection. This was in Unique. This is the most recent collection, I think. And this is in Self Love Shimmer. There's also Self Love Matte, but that's, I don't have that. And then this one is in the shade Humble. Then we have Empower and Grateful and Unforgettable. And LYS blushes are so good and so beautiful. Then we have the Tower 28 Beach Please blush in Dream Hour. And then we have the Florence by Mills. It's called Cheek Me Later Cream Blush in Pretty Pea. I'm probably going to sneeze, but I can't stop, so we'll continue. I really enjoy that product a lot. It's really pretty, but the packaging breaks easily. And then I have 2 from Milani. This was in Nude Kiss, which is like absolutely stunning. Hands down my favorite color from them. And this one's in Coral Crush. Yeah, Coral Crush. And then I have the Alley Oop Trio. And this one is in, I don't know what shade name, honestly, but this is the color that comes in. This was gifted to me from Deb. It's just called Sassy Pants. Then we can move on to the next side over here. So we have, these are all bronzers. This is the Bite Beauty Daycation Whipped Blush in the shade Melon Mojito. I can't show you because you can't see the color, I don't think, in the packaging. I have a ton of these Milk Makeup cream blushes, and this one is in the shade Flip. This one's in the shade Work, W-E-R-K. I have 2 of those, so I think I may have to declutter one. This is in the shade Quirk. This one's in the shade Perk. This one's in the shade Dash. And then this one's Work again, right down here. And then we have one from the Beauty Crop Juice Pot, and it is called Melon. Really beautiful. I have 3 from Quo Beauty, which are multi-sticks, and you can see the shades here. This one is in Blushing. This one is in Warmth. And this one is in Sienna, which all are very beautiful. Really, really beautiful. They're Canadian brand. A couple down here from Laura Mercier. This one is in Coastline, and this one is in Southbound. And I don't hear good things about them, so I'll have to see what I think. From Rare Beauty, we have Truth, Happy, Hope, Wisdom, Virtue, and Joy. And then I have a couple more from Saie. This one is in the shade Chili. And this one's in the shade Baby, which is so beautiful. Then I have a couple from Jouer. This one is in Promise Me, which is a beautiful like brown shade. Sort of neutral mauve. And then this one is in the shade Be Loud, which is a gorgeous like rosy shade. Like a deep, soft rose. And this one is my favorite. This one is in the shade Peony, and for obvious reasons. It's like a baby pink. And we also have the Ilia Multi-Stick in the shade Dreamer, which is a really pretty shade right here. And last but not least, we have Flower Beauty Gel Crush Lip and Cheek in the shade Strawberry Crush. So those are all my blushes. You guys are gonna like literally be sick when you hear how many blushes I have, but I love every single one. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know that I love every single one, but I am very happy to have all of these in my collection. And it's a lot of fun to play with both cream and powder of different finishes. Last year, at the end of the year, I finished with 219. And at the end of 2023, I was gifted a lot. Keep in mind, I was gifted a lot. I also purchased a lot of the holiday kits. And now I have, and everything individually counts as a pan, even if it's like one thing. I don't say face palette for one. I count every individual pan. So I have 288 blushes. 288. So best know that in 2024, I will be trying a lot of the blushes that I have to see what I think and if I enjoy wearing them, and I may have to do some decluttering. I'm not sure that I'm going to get rid of a lot, because I'm not just going to get rid of stuff just because I have a lot of stuff. It's just I don't want to hang on to things I know I'm not going to use. But 288 blushes as of right now. Every single individual pan, every single individual container. That's a lot. It's a lot of blushes. Like all the way from 2020, I had 91. All the way till today, I have 288. That's a lot of increase. But I have been kindly gifted many, many, many blushes. And I'm so thankful for every single one, because it's been a lot of fun doing my makeup. So that is everything. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.